Welcome, Jay. And here
Okay.
we are on
And,
air. So,
and Candice is here.
welcome, Candace. Welcome,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody.
Welcome. So
So
here
The
good to
we
see
gang
you.
is
are.
all here.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to our
Ah,
mastermind, Unlimited Network Mastermind of Saturdays that we get together every Saturday to support ourselves as conscious entrepreneurs. And today is Saturday 23rd. My gosh, it's like time is flying here. But enjoying it and getting, the benefit of getting together. This is something that I put a beautiful post today on Facebook, about many lions getting together on a mission. And the mission that I see we are here on is to really embody and expand, and offer this prosperity consciousness that we are all learning, and as conscious entrepreneurs, to make sure that we support each other to reach our goals from a place that really comes from the inside out, to really be in alignment with the laws of the universe. And in this case, we are studying with Catherine Ponder the dynamic laws of prosperity. But before we start with that, I just would like to enjoy and celebrate, that we are here in business, meaning that we want to allow the flow of financial comfort or even financial freedom. That's up to every one of us individually, what it is that you want. And all of us here, we are connected thanks to the second wave of social media. And what that means is to really monetize, if you want, the activity that we have in social media. Today, there is companies that are really choosing to share their benefits with the users and with the business partners that they get, like us here, entrepreneurs. And is an incredible, I would say, business vehicle and opportunity for all of us to allow this residual income, source of residual income that many of us we dream with. So we are learning how to manifest that in an easy, pleasant, and relaxing way. So we don't need to stress for that. But I would like to announce just a thing that I think is very important, and is that next Monday we are going to have a corporate call with a company. We are associated with two companies here of the second wave of social media, IQ Life and iGrowNet. And iGrowNet is flying lately, so I really want to recommend everyone to connect, to really check it out and to see. And Monday is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to see the potential that we have here in this business vehicle, because the aspect of the e-commerce of that new social media platform that is called IT, okay, is coming live, is getting activated on Monday. So I will suggest all of us to be there to really understand this new way of offering to everybody, the way of offering the new way of shopping, I will say, and to get the discounts, the best price all around. Thanks to technology today, we can know everything here, So it and the e-commerce that is associated with has the capacity to look for the best price of anything that you want to buy all around. And you are not only going to make money with your shopping or the shopping of your friends and in your social grid, in your social media environment, but also you're going to get the best price. So I think it's a really new way of having them all at home on internet, and to really appreciate that these two mongoose monsters, of I would say the most powerful industries of our time today, I would not say the most powerful, but I would say the ones that are growing the fastest and stronger, that is social media keeps growing incredibly, and e-commerce. And we have the luxury to have a company that unites these two big aspects together. So please know about it and check in your heart if this is something for you. And the way you do that is you can email us, Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, and we can send you the link where you can register for the call and to be, on the top of the wave, to really be open-minded and know what is coming new here for all of us. So besides that, I want to say the thank you to all of us here that to dedicate this time to growing prosperity, the ones that we are on the panel, and the ones that you are in the other side, just, as that you collaborate being by the other side, just learning from listening there. But if you want to be on the panel, again, you need a special link. So remember to email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, so you can join us and share your wisdom and your, your experiences, so we can all grow in the same direction. And like I put today on the post on Facebook, it's almost like we are changing the world, from the inside out, and especially the business approach, so from efforts to allowing and all these laws that we are learning here. And I want to say special thank you also to Arne Rantzen for having created this Unlimited Network Mastermind, and Doc Fran for leading us with reading the books and to really help us to integrate, all this information that I think is the key here. And we are working with the Dynamic Laws of Prosperity with Catherine Ponder, and today we are going to face the Chapter 8, that is titled Prosperous Attitude Towards, the Chapter 9, and that is titled Work, a Mighty Channel for Prosperity. So I do want to say that this book, for me, from my perspective, is built, like one chapter after another, so take the time to really go through all of them, because it's different to read this chapter if you are building up the momentum of prosperity thinking and all the laws that we are learning here, that is suddenly to jump here. But I think the chapter is incredibly powerful, so I would like to don't spend more time here and just allow Doc Frank, if you are ready, to start with this powerful understanding of what work really is and how we can treat it. So are you ready, Doc Fran?
Monica, I was born ready.
Yes, good. Okay, welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone, and what a delightful, particularly delightful weekend, because I'm privileged to have our fearless leader, Arne, sitting right downstairs in our great room. And we had a lot of fun last night. Jay and Arne were here for dinner with Nancy and I and some dear friends from here in Palm Cove. So this is a very special holiday weekend for a lot of reasons. So it's fun to incorporate this. And Celio, I really echo your sentiment about this chapter. And isn't it amazing? I mean, we're literally echoing that refrain on virtually every one of these chapters as we encounter them. So again, my thanks to Arne and Monica for bringing this book to my attention and bringing a really powerful application manual to how to employ these success concepts and ideas in your own life. And today, I mean, this is going to probably be the least favorite chapter for everyone because it's entitled Work. And nobody likes work. So it's just something that we tolerate in order to get money. Oh, my God, why is it always that way? But here we go. This is really a lot of fun today, so I hope you enjoy it. Work, a mighty channel for prosperity. Perhaps you wonder why this chapter on work did not come earlier in the book, since work is considered a mighty channel for prosperity. The answer becomes more apparent when we look about us and realize that the world is filled with people who are working hard to become more prosperous every day, yet many of them are not becoming prosperous at all. Why? Because they are not thinking about prosperity and success along with working at it. Their attitude is not right. For all of the hard work they do, they should produce prosperity. They neutralize it by their failure talk, by their association with failure-minded people, and perhaps by their criticism and condemnation of others who are moving up the ladder of success. They have not realized that there must be an inworking of prosperous ideas before there can be an outworking of prosperous results. Thus, the preceding chapters were necessary to condition your attitudes for the rich good, the expanding prosperity, and the enduring satisfaction that should be yours in the process of work. Once a secretary was working vigorously to attain prosperity. At first glance, she seemed easy enough to work with, but as others became better acquainted with her, they realized that she secretly held grudges against the whole world, and all her past employers in particular. It became apparent that she constantly sought sympathy for her, quote, hopeless financial affairs. When it was suggested that a change of emphasis from failure to prosperous thinking might be the answer, she became furious. She wanted to keep her prejudices, grudges, and failure attitudes, which filled the atmosphere around her with such heavy pessimism that people were repelled by her. With her mind so cluttered with hostility, it is little wonder her work was unsatisfactory, her inefficiency at an all-time high, and she disliked her various jobs and employers. Conversely, another working lady seemed to realize that the prosperous, victorious attitude paves the way for satisfying, productive work. The result was that she enjoyed most of life's comforts. A lovely, comfortable, spacious home in which she often entertained her host of friends, financial security such as rental property, stocks, bonds, and other investments, as well as a high, steady income from her sales work. The word work means different things to people. In the dictionary, I found a half page of definitions. A prosperous thinker might think of work as divine or sublime, or as the creative activity of good in some satisfying form, which is balanced with play, rest, and harmonious surroundings. Khalil Gibran has written that work is love made visible. Perhaps you do not agree that work is divine, sublime, or even a satisfying inner expression of your talents and abilities. The work you are doing at the moment may not seem divine. If not, there is a reason, and that reason is good. But let us go back of the result to the cause. William James once stated, 90% of us are using only 10% of our mind power. Psychologists believe that every human being is a dynamo of concentrated creative energy, which is ever seeking new avenues of expression. The desire for prosperity and the beneficial self-expression in work is but a part of that creative energy trying to express in our lives. When the right avenues are found for the constructive outlet of that creative energy and the right attitudes are established, man is happy, well-adjusted, and considers his work divine. But when right avenues of expression have not been found and the right attitudes are not established, that same creative energy is restricted to expressing in mediocre ways. Then a man is unhappy and considers work a curse, instead of the divine blessing it is intended to be. Many people find themselves in work that they consider unpleasant while they are still near the bottom of the ladder of success. It is their attitude and reaction to the work at this point which determines whether they remain at the bottom or go on cursing their work, or whether they can go on up the success ladder step by step. Dissatisfaction can be good because it often prods one to aim higher and then to do whatever is necessary to get there. Your present circumstances are for a purpose. Let us face this issue squarely. You may discover that you are where you are now for the purpose of redeeming certain character traits or certain attitudes of mind which have impeded your progress in the past. If you are in uncongenial work, realize that you are there for a purpose, which may be to develop divine qualities that will eventually add to your general progress and advance you further up the ladder of success. Your immediate need is therefore to discipline your attitudes and reactions so as to glean the good from your present experiences and to pass beyond them to higher phases of self-expression in satisfying work as soon as possible. In other words, when the pressure of desiring more good is upon you, when dissatisfaction with your present way of life assails you, or when the pressure of financial strain disturbs you, it is then that you are feeling the actual pressure of your talents and abilities, which are straining to express or press forth through you as richer degrees of success and prosperity. Concerning how to discipline or perfect your attitudes and reactions, here are a few suggestions. Your entire outlook may be wrong, like that unfortunate secretary. You may resent everything and thereby poison yourself with the thought of bitter injustice. Folks who are still at the bottom of the success ladder can usually explain how others have kept them from succeeding. In like manner, you may be going around in a negative rut because you do not make sufficient mental effort to be free from it or to rise above it. At such times, you can paraphrase the words of Jesus and declare often, "All that which the Father has given me now comes to me." Remind yourself that there is a divine plan for every life, a plan that will make man healthier, happier, and more successful than he has ever been. Know that your present circumstances can lead you into the divine plan, and then open the door by declaring often, the divine plan of my life now unfolds step by step. I happily recognize each phase of it, accepting it in my present and future, and let it show me how to make the most of my life. You can know that God's will for you is supreme good in your present and in your future. If you're not satisfied with your present lot, what are you doing to prepare yourself for better circumstances? Do you have a concrete goal in mind? Are you willing to spend your leisure time taking night courses or attending special lectures or reading particular books or engaging in constructive activities that would prepare you for greater success? Most folks aren't. Are you the exception? Instead of doing these things, many people prefer to spend their leisure hours speaking in critical terms of their work, their associates, the boss, and the world in general. They believe that by tearing down the other fellow, their own failures and dissatisfactions won't show quite so much. When you find yourself tempted to do likewise, change your thinking. To help do that, affirm this: neither do I condemn thee. The divine law of justice and freedom is at work for all, in all, through all, and I rejoice in this. Nobody or no set of circumstances can keep my God-given good away from me, and I rejoice in this knowledge. When your energies are constructively directed to a specific end, non-essentials have a way of falling aside. Petty thoughts, useless relationships, ill tempers, destructive emotions that often result in ill health, discouragement, and failure need find no place in your life when you begin thinking of how you want your life to really be. Things cannot improve in an outer way until things change in an inner way, because the inner processes of the mind control all the outer experiences of our lives. If you are in the midst of apparent failure, financial difficulties, or restlessness and dissatisfaction with your work, none of these conditions need prevent you from entertaining ideas of abundance, plans for riches, and mental images of the success which you seek. Nothing can stop you from moving towards your goals mentally as you ask divine intelligence what next steps you are to take to bring forth your desires. We live in a sea of energy and intelligence, according to scientists, and we have constant access to its benefits if we ask for them. Your ships come in only after you have sent them out. Many folks suffer along in the midst of confusion and dissatisfaction because they do not realize that this is a friendly universe filled with supreme intelligence that will lovingly answer their call for guidance if they only ask for it. Concerning your present work and how to improve it, you should seek wisdom. Divine intelligence, what positive, constructive, creative thought, attitude, or action is my next step to improve my present work? What is the next step into the abundance, satisfaction, and freedom that is mine by divine right? A seeking mind is a healthy mind that gets answers to its inquiries, which leads to healthy, progressive, satisfying results. It is much easier to entertain and work with rich, expanded ideas and to experience vital, valuable results than it is to compromise with failure by dwelling upon small ideas and expectations. You can know that your real work lies in a straight line before you. A new opportunity will open whenever you have gained all the discipline and knowledge that the old work has to offer you. Meanwhile, remind yourself that there is no work that is high or low, so long as it is essential to the welfare of anyone. So perform it as efficiently as you can, as long as you are active in it. When asking for guidance while holding expanded ideas, it helps to face your present experiences, reminding yourself, this too shall pass. You should endeavor to live normally in the midst of present job dissatisfaction, at the same time making the most of your present work. This helps you to remain steady in working towards greater good. Of course, everyone who tries to be true to the highest, especially in his work, has periods of intense discouragement. There is no disgrace in becoming discouraged. It is disgraceful to let discouragement overwhelm you, possess you, and rob your mind of its wonderful visions of success, which you are striving towards. In the face of discouragement, your function is to concentrate on your higher ideals of more satisfying work, and then to declare a divine solution for the experiences of the moment. James Allen explains, your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain so if you perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you seem downcast, it is helpful to remember that it is the darkest just before the dawn of a new good. Despair is usually an emotional indication that the tide is turning and that the dawn is coming sooner than you think. As you continue to travel within, the without will take care of itself. If necessary, use the mental law of reversal on the situation. Someone has said that in the mental realm, thought can conceive of opposites and produce them more easily than thought can accept a gradual degree of good and produce it. A radical change of view often clears the mind of cluttered, limited ideas so that the mental swing to the opposite can produce an opposite result quickly. Dare to be a spiritual architect and to build pictures of larger good. Dare to enjoy these pictures of increased good mentally as you go about your daily tasks. Feel and visualize success right in the midst of dissatisfaction. Dare to affirm rich, unlimited success for yourself, no matter what is happening to you or around you at the moment. Declare, this is something better, Father. Thy supreme good will be done. Then remind yourself that you do not make things better by fighting present unhappy working conditions. You do not make things better by blaming others for your disappointments and failure experience. Take a non-resistant attitude towards present conditions and know that they are already changing for the better. When things appear at a standstill, remember the principle of physics, which states that the entire universe is in constant motion, that we live, move, and have our being in an ocean of motion. Though with our 5 outer senses we do not fully realize it. Nothing stands still. Everything is constantly changing, whether it seems to be or not. If you expect such changes to be for the better, then they will surely come. In periods when you know changes are working but you are not yet apparent, don't be misled by fear thoughts which try to convince you that your higher ideas are too good to be true, too wonderful to happen, or too good to last. When fear or doubt arise, put your best foot forward and do something definite to affect the successful feeling and the successful look, so as to convince not only yourself but others that you are succeeding. One who conquers doubt and fear conquers failure. It helps tremendously for others to think that you are succeeding, whether your success seems evident to you at the moment or not. You reap the real benefits of others' thoughts and expectancies for your success, coupled with your own, that they can expedite the results of success in your life. Saturate yourself in atmospheres of plenty and in associations with successful people. When trying to convince yourself that greater success and prosperity can be and shall be yours, but there seems no evidence of it at present, that is the time to walk through the banks of your city, observing all the successful people who have plenty of money to work with. That is the time to visit lovely surroundings and beautiful new buildings and stores. Move through the richest sections of your city and countryside where the riches of God and man are in evidence. Associate with creative individuals of rich talent, such as artists and intellectuals, if that brings you an enriched feeling. If attending operas and concerts or visiting art galleries makes you feel rich, do so. It might be that listening to music recordings or hearing lectures on cultural subjects will inspire you. I find it helpful to read the success stories and autobiographies of famous people. When we realize the challenges which celebrated people have met and overcome, our own slack periods seem slight by comparison, and we get a renewed feeling that we definitely can and shall succeed. If it is the out of doors that gives you a feeling of richness, then enjoy more sunshine, fresh air, and the peacefulness of Mother Nature. At other times, a long walk or ride in the country gives you the lift you need. It is never a waste of time to saturate your mind, body, and affairs in rich ideas, rich associations, rich atmospheres, and in any activity, inner or outer, which brings a feeling of richness to your inner being, especially during these periods when it seems that success is slow in manifesting. Especially make good use of your free time. In the course of your daily activities, you may not be free to saturate yourself with those things that make you feel rich, but in your off hours, you can surely find uplift in new diversions, although some free time should be devoted to additional study and self-improvement so that you can uncover greater job satisfaction. Whether it is more satisfaction in your present work or another step up the ladder in your work, or whether it is a whole new career you desire, or financial freedom from all organized work, in any event, your goal can be attained. You need not feel trapped by present circumstances. There is always something you can do about it. A good statement to use in calling forth the right result, whether it would mean remaining in your present place or going on to other work, is this: Divine intelligence now works in me and my life and affairs to will and to do whatever is for my highest good, and divine intelligence cannot fail. If you are convinced that your present work is not satisfying and you cannot become so, set about changing the situation by declaring, I am now shown new ways of living and new methods of work. I am not confined to the ways and methods of the past. I experience my perfect work in the perfect way, which now renders me perfect satisfaction and perfect pay. Follow through on whatever ideas or events then present themselves to you for change. Stop thinking about or talking about present dissatisfaction. Forget it. Let it go. Then, bringing about order, harmony, and beauty into your present job, if you are dissatisfied, set about doing everything possible to make your job more pleasant and orderly. Clean out file drawers, straighten up your desk, add a plant or something of beauty which you and others can view often for a quick lift. Give fellow workers the benefit of your spoken praise, sincere appreciation, words of kindness, as well as your silent prayers and blessings. Above all, remind yourself that you are a mental part of whatever situation in which you now find yourself. As you give any situation the benefit of your highest thought and action, your help to establish order, harmony, and satisfaction for all concerned. When you make the best of your present situation, you can be assured that greater good will reveal itself. Meanwhile, as it is written in the book of Ecclesiastes, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. In other words, as a friend of mine has often said, when you go through hell, make it pay with greater understanding than you previously had, and the result of good from that experience will be lasting. Dare to think, act, and react differently from those who are poverty-prone, unless you want to remain with them at the bottom of the ladder. There is plenty of room at the top in any line of work or profession for those who dare to free themselves of the usual thoughts of bickering, jealousies, and petty criticisms entertained by many people. When you are tempted to join in the chorus of such mass negative thought, declare instead, there is no criticism in me, for me, or against me. The supreme law of good is now in charge of my life, and divine harmony now reigns supreme in me and in my world. This realization protects you from the negative thoughts of others. Give them in turn the blessing and protection of your constructive attitudes. Are you thinking, but is this worthwhile? Listen, the greatest knowledge which you can gain about yourself and your fellow beings is that one person thinking and acting constructively in any situation cannot fail to produce good results. All mankind is hungry for constructive attitudes, actions, and reactions, and quickly responds to them. It has been said that work is the highest form of play. Whether work is pleasant activity or laborious toil depends upon your attitude about yourself, others, and about the world in general. Be assured that work is divine, and that your true work and your true compensation seek you as much as you seek them. Man's true work is that which he does best, and from which he derives deep satisfaction. Take a new lease on life right now, no matter what your life situation is. Begin by boldly declaring, as did Charles Fillmore at the age of 93, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. Join countless others in getting into work or self-expression in some form that satisfies you by using this success formula. As nearly as you can, form a mental picture of what you want your life to be like. After forming a picture of what you desire, begin developing and living your desire mentally. Begin thinking of the desired results as though they are already obtained. You thereby take mental possession of your desired good and quicken its manifestation. Ask divine intelligence to show you the next step towards attaining your desired picture of good. You will be shown whether it means going to night school for more courses of study, making drastic changes in your work and way of life, or developing a more constructive attitude about your present job and its potential. As you are shown the next step, boldly follow it in faith, knowing it can lead only to richer satisfaction. Persist and persevere in knowing that congenial work can and shall be yours. Emerson has said that everything has a price, and if that price is not paid, then not that thing but something else is obtained. So persist in paying the price in inner and outer ways so that you shall have from life what you truly desire. Continue giving your best in your present situation, even though you may be, continue giving your best in your present situation, even though you may be mentally living beyond it. And above all, keep your spirits high through the law of saturation. Truly, as you travel within in these various ways, you cannot stand still without. Whew, powerful, powerful words, and absolutely love this chapter. So, Monica, let's turn the call back over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doc Fran. Yes, like you said, powerful work. Thank you so much for the reading and for highlighting what is important here, you know, to really get and to me to really fine-tune this attitude, you know, the relationship with my work, if it's empowering. You know, I'm interested with a lot of increase, you know, that we study with before. That is amazing to master, you know, our mental attitude and all the conditioning that we have here to really let go the old and come back to the new. So we have an open window here. I would love to hear from all of you guys, whoever feel like wants to share, or you know, to really question of you offering to the world what you love to do. You know, like to me, my passion for prosperity consciousness is what brought me to this kind of business, besides my spiritual life coach that I love too. But to really feel the passion, you know, for changing this consciousness from poverty to or scarcity to prosperity and abundance, you know. So I feel very passionate about that. And I would love to hear how you engage with work, guys. Let's see if we can learn. Yes, Arne and Celio, I see the microphone open, so whoever jumps first. Welcome. Yes, Celio, go for it.
No, you know, I just, like Dr. Fran was saying, I love this chapter. It's extremely powerful. When I was reading it before the mastermind, I was enjoying it so much that I almost forgot about time, because I found it, this is so crucial. And every line, everything that she's talking about, we can apply immediately to whatever we're doing, to our lifestyle, because it goes beyond, I mean, work is work, but then it's like our attitude in life. So a key word here is, of course, attitude. What is my attitude when I'm doing whatever I'm supposed to do to produce a result of, you know, it's my work or my activities? And then for me, there is something that she doesn't mention the word, but it's implied in the divine intervention of that attitude, which is service. To me, that's a key word, service. She's not using it, but it comes, you know, the whole chapter to me was so obvious. If I have the attitude of service in whatever I'm doing, and it's not that attitude of, you know, like most, you will sometimes have the, what's in there for me, what's in there for me? No, like serving the secretary that is helping me to get my result, helping my partner to understand something beyond a linear understanding, and bringing that to the world around me. So if I connect with that feeling of internal, of service, you know, I'm connected with source, and then my work becomes magic, and then my work becomes divine. Like she was saying, you know, like Dr. Fran was reading the work, yes, it, you know, our work, my God, we don't like the word, but it can be divine, because we connect with that attitude of service, of serving the world, of serving the people around. And, you know, and there's something that Dr. Fran read, you know, that I just love in one of the last, you know, at the end, when he read, when you go through hell, make it pay with greater understanding that you previously had, and the result of good from that experience will be lasting. Because we all go through hell. Sometimes it's, no, it's difficult to see that light. Sometimes the situations are difficult and the situations are hard. The money is not coming. The results are not what we want. The people are not reacting the way. But if I keep that focus of the right attitude, by magic, everything becomes different. Everything becomes transformed. And then eventually, of course, the result will come. And I love when she says, and then when you need it the most, when things are going the worst, then go to the best banks in your city, be with wealthy people, surround yourself with beautiful surroundings, and, you know, just go take a walk and look at a beautiful car or a beautiful yacht, or think about something beautiful, something that gives you that feeling of inner satisfaction. And I think that's so important, because that's when we need it the most. Because when we are going through hell, it's like the mind tends to focus in hell. You know, for me, it's very funny. I have a person working in my property who is, sometimes I say, my God, but Tony, you know, how can he react like that? And I think it's perfect that he reacts like that, because it's a mirror of what I don't want, of what's the wrong attitude. So instead of getting into, oh my God, I want to change this person to see how he can be changed to react in a different way. No, he's there for a reason, to show me that's the way not to react. That's the way not to have the attitude, because otherwise what happens with work when the wrong attitude is, we just get burnt. We get burnt, run, do a lot of things, and then results are not coming. Prosperity is not coming. And we want results. We want prosperity, and of course we want the money. With the right attitude, it's all manifesting. So, you know, I love it. It's magical, and it can be applied immediately in the social media project that we have, in our personal businesses, in any situation. This is what I love of Catherine Ponder. She's so practical, so immediate, and so relevant. You know, like every word that we read in every chapter is like, and like you were saying, Monica, it's accruent. You know, to understand this chapter, she says it herself in the beginning. You have to study the previous ones. So when you get to work in this context, you really follow the lines. And you know, I love it. I like that. It's like she's like a perfect engineer of consciousness, the way she crafts this magical book. Because, you know, otherwise, if we go to the work chapter in the first day, forget it. You know, we would be like, my God, how can we deconstruct the attitude? So this is, to me, it's magical. And I think she's extremely intelligent, but in such a deep, divine way, spiritual way. It's not intelligence linear. It's something beyond that, because she really makes us believe and understand what she's putting us in front in the day. And to me, that again, I again connect to service. If I serve the world, if I serve the people around me, if I serve my partners with the right attitude, then I'm successful. I'm right where I need to be. You know, and then she mentions something that to me is a crucial concept, which is, she doesn't say that, use that word, but it's like she says that we have to find the divine role, what we're here for, what is our ideal work. We're putting this world for something, and to me, that's the word is blueprint. You know, to find our blueprint for what we're supposed to be doing, and when we find it through this work in this mastermind, that's it. You know, that's where we want to be, doing exactly the things that we were supposed to be, that are going to be incredibly productive beyond our wildest dreams. You know, this is what I'm experiencing. You know, it really goes beyond my wildest dreams. You know, if I find my blueprint, if I find my divine role in my work, you know, not, oh, when I'm doing this thing, I don't like it so much. No, if I find that joy in my work, then I'm in my blueprint and I'm ready. You know, I can, you know, I'm successful already from that point of view. The millions will be there, you know, but first have to show up the millions in consciousness. And to me, that's the whole point of this chapter, you know, of this work. And, you know, that's it. That's
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ethelio. Beautiful, beautiful. So, I mean, woohoo, passion here, and I love the way that we engage with these. I would love to open the microphone for you, Arne, that you were open before. So, yes, thanks. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, thank you, Dr. Fran and Catherine Ponder and here for this incredible book again, and about work. The work is such a weird concept, really. And I mean, animals don't work, children don't work, elderly don't work. It is possible to survive without working. There are even people in regular life that don't work. Monks don't work. I know. I don't know if you can call it that the Pope is working or not. I would say he's not working, but he's still surviving. So we made that connection with, for some reason, we made a connection with that work is necessary, and we are not provided for by the universe. Hold a second. Okay, there's something going on here. But so work is not necessary. Something we've decided that it is necessary that we work, but that's maybe just a decision, and it's not that not being active. I'm kind of unemployable, but I work a lot. I don't work because I enjoy what I'm doing, but I spend a lot of hours a day enjoying what I'm doing, and somehow money and life is coming out of all of this. So it's kind of interesting to see if we can shift from having the attitude of work, because the way people understand work right now is I have to. It's not something I would do if I had a choice. So it's against our nature, really, and our pleasure. It's against what we're learning here in the book about being in the flow and being in the joy, and with the joy being the part that actually makes us expand and open to the divine source. So I think it would be nice to get into that angle, that maybe the way we see work is not the only way to do it. I have a sense that, and this book is telling us that a lot, if we can be in the feeling of being the divine beings that we are, then we're not working, but we are a contribution to the world, and we are receiving back our heartbeat every day, our breathing every day, food every day. Even by our focus, we focus on something that we want. Just focusing on that brings it to us in that moment, and we get the enjoyment of that. I remember my teacher, Khenpo Rinpoche, one time we were driving in France in the nature, in the countryside, and he said, stop the car, stop the car. So I stopped the car, and he goes out, and it overlooks this landscape, and it says, and he raises his arms out and says, this is all mine. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, he's the one who enjoyed it, So it's there if we can have the, maybe, I truly believe that we can actually have it other than only through the famous way of when you work, you will get it after. I think we can actually have it without that whole process. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Arne. Yes, let's switch the old consciousness that we projected on work, like we saw last week or the week before. We projected on money all our limited consciousness, and to really start to project onto work and money and our activities the beauty of our divine being, flowing, joyful, grateful, this kind of high frequency. I would just want to say thank you. I feel so, grateful and happy to be surrounded by people like us here, that we are working in this direction and to really make this world work like we did with Monet, sacred, and divine, and really depends on our capacity to enjoy whatever it is that we do. I love it when she was saying, whatever that you do it impeccably, do it joyfully, do it with presence, do it engaging with your heart. That's how we are working, especially the people like us here together, to grow in this direction. So thank you, Arne, again. And Candace, I can see your microphone open. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Just one more thing. We, this group here, maybe we're not working. Maybe we are expressing ourselves.
Thank you, Arnie. Good point. I was just going to share about a friend who, from my past, who was a film director and loved what he did. He just loved it, and he said, I can't even call it work. I call it plurk. So he put play and work together and made plurk. So I remember that. That's been a good little short word for me as we deal with what I consider to be something of an artificial societal construct of working. You know, would it be considered work if we gathered up our necessary tribe members to go out and hunt a buffalo or something together? Well, I couldn't do it alone, but I certainly need my friends with me. So is that, I don't know, I go back to how this whole thing evolved, and that's a whole subject on its own. But this is a good topic. A good topic. All of them help me think about myself and delve into my life and my thinking better. And what came up from this chapter, I think I can just put it in a nutshell by saying I love my life. And the work we're doing here together, I call it work because it's producing a fabulous result. I love my life, and this is helping me live it better. It's helping me, the teachings of this book and the other ones we've studied have taught me how to bring more value, enjoyment, upliftment into what I love to do, which is to serve people. So here we have a beautiful avenue for service, and I'm grateful to be here, and every time we get together I am more so. On that note, I'm signing off for now.
Thank you, Kanda. It's nice to have you here with us and to uplift, you know, this kind of work word and to start to really embody the joy of it, you know, and the play of it. So thank you so much. So let's see, we are almost at the end of our call here. I would love to hear any other wisdom around. Jay, if you have something to say, or Doc Fran, and we start to close the energy here, closing up the energy. Arne, I can see you open here.
Yeah, I think people are using the word work possibly because it's a victimizing word. It's like I'm a victim of my life, so I have to go to work. So maybe it's a way that we, like anything, I'm sick, I don't have any money, I have to work, I don't have the relation, you know, the victimizing term that is so attractive to people who don't want to be, or don't know how to be responsible for their lives. So maybe work is just one more of those victimizing concepts.
Well, like everything else, I will say, Arne, you know, everything, I think, is about waking up inside, you know, like we are working here on prosperity consciousness. So I think until we really, you know, get into this frequency and we allow the unlimited potential of our being, we are trapped into the scarcity consciousness. That is what we will project on any world, you know, on work, on relationships, on anything. So I'm happy that we can discern that. So thank you for highlighting that, Arne. Beautiful. Okay, Doc Frank, I saw you were coming in.
Yeah, I love the discussion here. And Celio keyed in on one amazing line in here where it says, when you're going through hell, make it pay. I actually laughed when I read that. It's so brilliant. The other phrase that is absolutely key to understanding is the one where it says, your ships come in only after you have sent them out. Think about that. I mean, that encapsulates the entirety of the chapter. Why should we expect great things to occur for us if we're not sending out thoughts of great things to allow them to occur for us? So, you know, the only thing that I have to add, and I think we can all find truth in this statement, is that I have discovered over the last months that it takes no work to exist in gratitude, awareness, and an attitude of living in total abundance in all things. And if you really want to find a very easy way to stay in joy and high tone vibration, just constantly have an awareness that everything that you're experiencing in your life is a benefit and beneficial. And boy, it's a lot more fun than the work that I used to do. So back to all of you, have a great holiday weekend, and thanks for taking some time to join us and our guests here this morning and bringing this important chapter to our awareness.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Doc Fran. I love it. And yes, air awareness. Woohoo, that's a new modality to me. I love it. But we are for sure, affecting ourselves to begin with, supporting ourselves in this direction, and also, vibrating in the entire universe. So thank you so much for all of you that are here, open to share and to express and to explore and grow together, and all the ones that are on the other side, listening. And, if you want to be on the panel, that's something that is fun for me, for sure. Remember to email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, so you can get the special link to be on this side, and we would love to welcome you for sure. And with this, we are going to complete. I know you can read this chapter again and deepening on it, and to see this video again, because it's going to be uploaded on the unlimitednetwork.com /mastermind for an entire week. So, and then you can go to the archives of videos, so it's always under, you have access to this all the time. So that's wonderful. And besides that, I just want to complete, wishing you a wonderful weekend, and then remembering or reminding you that Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have this powerful call that I would like all of us to feel, so we can feel the excitement of this new way of expressing ourselves, a new way of business, or companies share their benefit when we unite different, abilities or things that we do as human beings. We are all socializing, we are all buying, on internet. We use the e-commerce that is coming more and more popular. So let's get on, so you can understand what we are doing here and to make our lives easier. I believe that that's the biggest concept that is behind all this new business here. And besides that, well, to get the link for the call on Monday, email again Arne at Unlimited Network, and he will send you that. And I see you, tell you open. Do you want to say something before we close, or?
I want to say something, because before we close, I think it's also something that Dr. Fran read, and I think it's also crucial in this chapter. And it's when she says, it helps tremendously for others to think that you're succeeding, because then not only your own thoughts of success are there, but in that balance, the other people's positive thoughts about your success add to that. So I think that's crucial, because sometimes, we have these concepts of being humble. Oh no, I don't want to, to seem that, we are shy about that. No, she's telling us, no, it's not a cheating, or it's not being showing off, but it's like, if you have this feeling of success, show it, share it with people, because that's going to add up to your own success thoughts. And I think I love when I read that, and when Dr. Fran read that, I think it's extremely, extremely powerful. That's very powerful.
Thank you, Celio, thank you. And yes, oh my gosh, how important. The other day I had something is coming here new. I had a good friend of mine in Spain that we met when I was 14 years old, a teenager in the school. We were both of us in boarding school, and we encountered each other through social media. It's very beautiful. And she is in love to our work, to my work. I mean, I'm leading that group in Spain and whatever. And she said the other day, I'm going to bring you here to Spain, and we are working with Creative Questions there. I mean, we are unfolding something. And she said to me, Monica, be ready, because I'm putting you there. I mean, you are incredible, after 20 years, like really studying and being the coach that you are. I mean, you are amazing. And I'm like, okay. So at the end, Celio, I love what you say, because it's to have the courage to believe it, to believe it as an expression of the divine, to be, to be good at what I do and to love what I do. So I support all of us, myself to begin with, you know, like to really be comfortable with being good and to have this courage, like you were saying, Thelio, to show up as a successful person that are happy with yourself, that you know how to master this thinking process and to allow all what we are looking for or we want to create. So to master, you know, this capacity that we have. We are co-creators, so let's make it conscious and enjoy the journey here. So with these guys, I just want to say thank you everyone again. I hope to see you on Monday in our call so we can all get excited together here if something that resonates with you. And if I don't see you on Monday, I see you next Saturday for sure. That's going to be at the end of May, you know, Saturday 30 at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So thank you. Have a wonderful weekend in United States, and the ones that you're out, just wonderful weekend, and see you next Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Wonderful call.
Thank you. Thank you.